Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this uh, gaming collection overview. Yeah, figured that, I was kind of looking around at some of my stats, and I figured, hey, I've shown off my PS4 collection here of what I've got, but I figured, hey, why not take it old school? Why not go back and show off my PlayStation 1 collection? Yep, we're going to go through everything that I currently have. Basically I've had since the game system came out. And there's going to be no, fade out to intro or whatever, because this is going to be a rather long video. So first up, they're not in any alphabetical order. It's all just kind of randomized. So first up, we have none other than what started the survival horror franchise for me. We have the Resident Evil Director's Cut. Oh, yeah. I did not play this game until I was in probably almost high school. So, what can I say? It's Resident Evil. Gotta start it off with a bang, right? So up next, we have the first in the awesome fighting series. We have Tekken. Yeah, can't go wrong with some Tekken. Hard to believe they're up to number 8 in the main series already. Up next, so we have probably one of the best games ever on the original PlayStation, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Thank God I've held on to this for so long, because, what can I say? It kicks major ass. Not only that, though, you just gotta love the cover art for what was to come. Little did we know this would be coming out. So up next, as I mentioned before, I had gotten Diablo 3, but you know what? Hey, we have to have the original, right, on PlayStation. Yep, good old Diablo on PlayStation. What can I say? It's, the sad thing is, I really miss the fact that these discs were all black. They're all black colored. Now it's all like, it's Blu-ray. Obviously, it can't be scratched, but I miss that quite a bit. Up next, this RPG, I still have not beaten it to this day. But not only that, though, it's one of the best games ever made. And, what can I say? This game needs to have it needs to be remade. I mean, it really does. I'm, of course, talking about the only American-made RPG that really was up there with Final Fantasy. The Legend of Dragoon. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting such a bad glare here. Let's try doing it over here. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, this game was so awesome. And not only that, though, it featured, apparently I also have in here, which I think the casing cracked on me at one point. I also have Chrono Cross. Yep. I make sure that these are well taken care of, because I need to find, if anybody out there knows where you can find these disc trays, post comments down below, because I really want to get these discs back into the casing and whatnot. What can I say? Awesome disc art. Yeah, we have disc art, which is hard to believe nowadays, right? With awesome character designs and all that stuff. What can I say? Legend of Dragoon is awesome. I need to put this back in the seat in the case, wherever it disappeared to. But we also have Doom, the original PlayStation game. So up next, we have one of my favorite games out of the franchise. We have Mega Man X5. Now, this game my uncle had back on his PlayStation, and I liked it so much that I bought my own copy of it. We have a game that I think is awesome. We need to have a remake of this, or at least bring this series back in a way. We have Nuclear Strike. Yeah, the sequel to Soviet Strike, which that game is awesome too, by the way. So, also, this game basically has, in a similar fashion of the Resident Evil, stilled camera, angles. We have a game that, I can't remember how much I paid for this. I think it was like next to nothing. Maybe. Or I may have paid $5. I'm not quite sure exactly. But we have none other than the anime-adapted Vampire Hunter D. Yeah. I need to... that's awesome. It actually still has that the sticker on there, place that's no longer around. It's hard to see, but we have the Electronics Boutique sticker still on there. Yeah, EB Games. We don't have that anymore. Up next is the sports game that I still love to this day. I wish they would remake it or re-release it. we have NFL Blitz 2000. Yeah, can't go wrong with some crazy football that basically allows you to basically hit anything and everything, you know, without getting penalized and all that fun stuff. But, you know, what can I say? Let's see. So up next, we have a game that I tried to sell at a yard sale many moons ago because I was trying to get rid of some games at the time. But sadly, thank God it never... Actually, I should be thankful that it never got sold because now it goes for money. One of the best Street Fighter games I've ever played. Of course, talking about Street Fighter Alpha 3. Yeah, that game was awesome. And up next, we have... I had this game on the Super Nintendo when it came out, and come to find out, hey, it's also on the PlayStation. One of the best wrestling games ever made. We have WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. Yeah. The only difference between the two games is that there's 2 extra characters that are actually in the game. I believe it's Yokozuna and Bam Bam Bigelow were the 2 extra characters that were actually... that they couldn't actually fit on the cartridge itself. But, you know, what can I say? If you hear rattling in the background, those are the dogs. They're fighting over dog food. So let me go get the next pile, and we'll continue. Hang on. All right. Sorry, fly. All right. So up next, we have the 3rd game in the crazy nut zombie genre game series. We have Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Yes, I also do have Resident Evil 2, but the case was damaged, and the discs are actually put up somewhere. And I do actually still have the all the casework and all that. And like I said, if I can find the cases, that'll be awesome. So up next, we have the first ever game in this franchise, which I cannot wait to play the remake of. We have the original Tomb Raider. Yeah. Up next, the first ever game I ever played on the PlayStation way back in the day, because my uncle had it, and he took it to college with him at the time. Why not? We have Tekken 2. Yep, I would always play as Martial Law, because he was, my favorite character. Very Bruce Lee, obviously. Up next, we have the first game in the franchise. An amazing score by Michael Giacchino, famous for Star Trek and so many great films. Fun fact, this was only his 2nd video game score. We have the original Medal of Honor. Yeah, produced by Steven Spielberg, by the way. So that's awesome. Up next, let's dive into a galaxy far, far away with Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, The Hidden Empire. Yeah. My uncle also had this game, and I actually bought it. I think it was on sale, for like $20, I think. For back in the day, you could get quite a decent amount for $20. So, up next, we have a game that I knew I had to buy when I played the demo many years ago. We have a game that it needs to be finished. The series needs to be finished. They left us on a cliffhanger. We have the original Siphon Filter. Yeah. Now, the only gripe I have with this game was back at the time is that, here it is. You have Gabe Logan here in his awesome CG looking form. But when you see the cutscenes, they're just kind of static and there's no animation. That's my only gripe with the game. Other than that, the game is awesome. So up next, we have another game in the survival horror franchise. We have Dino Crisis. Yeah, this brings back memories playing this game. I never actually got the 2nd game. I know that there was a 2nd one, but I never got around to actually finding it. So up next, we have one of the better RPGs. It kind of goes back to one of the older school-looking games as far as the storyline goes and what have you. We have Final Fantasy IX. Yes, I also do have Final Fantasy 8 and 7. They're around somewhere. Up next, one of the best, well, obviously, The Spy's still around. Daniel Craig just played his last turn as it, but we have the second game adaptation of Pierce Brosnan in Tomorrow Never Dies. Yeah, probably has one of the coolest Bond soundtracks by Tommy Tallarico, who's known for doing the Spider-Man games on the PlayStation, as well as creating the video games live concert, which is awesome, by the way. Up next, a game that basically, took a lot of my money at the arcade, and who would have thought we would have had to change clothes after playing it so much? Yeah. We have Dance Dance Revolution, the original game on PlayStation. Yeah. This brings back so many memories and whatnot. And, I found my dance pad, actually. It's actually out there in the garage. So with that, this is that pile. So let me go get the next one. I'll be right back. All right. So, up next, we have, shall I say, probably the coolest game out of the original trilogy. We have Tekken 3. Yeah. Gotta love me some Tekken, right? Nothing wrong with Tekken. So up next, we have a game that I don't think a whole lot of people talk about. I know a friend of mine, he and I would play this game an awful lot. Back in the day. And, I'm lucky I even found a copy of it. Because I know when I went to find it, at the time, it was kind of a tough find, but I managed to find it. We have a really cool game entitled Future Cop LAPD. This game is awesome. This game needs to be remade. I mean, come on. Or at least a remaster or something, because it's a franchise, that it's a game that at least needs to be touched on again one last time. At least for modern consoles. I think it'd be awesome. So here we go. Up next, we have, I don't know why the sticker's on there. I think it was a game I tried to sell many moons ago and nobody ever bought it. Thank God. I'll try to get the sticker off here in a minute. But we have probably one of the awesome games, in my collection at least. We have Tenchu, Stealth Assassins. Yeah, nothing like playing swords, sneaking around, taking out bad guys, what have you. And so up next, let's dive back into the world. In a galaxy far, far away, we have the PlayStation version of this awesome PC game. We have Star Wars Dark Forces. Yeah. This game is awesome. And not only that, though, they even are promoting their version, the PlayStation version of Rebel Assault 2. Which I think, actually, the Rebel Assault 2 game on the PlayStation actually has some extended footage that I think that the PC game doesn't have, actually. Up next, now this RPG, wow, what can I say? This game, I don't think I've still beat this game since I bought it many, many years ago, but this game really needs to have a remake. I mean, it really does. One of the best RPGs that is not Final Fantasy, coming out of Squaresoft. Yeah, not Square Enix, Squaresoft back in the day. We have the original Xenogears. Yeah, with awesome anime cutscenes, amazing work. The soundtrack of that game is awesome. So up next, we have actually the second game in the series, which I actually still to this day have not beat it because, well, it's pretty damn hard, and it still is to this day. But we have the sequel to The Legacy of Kain. We have Soul Reaver. Yeah, this game was awesome way back in the day. And, wow, it even shows a commercial, or rather an art advertisement for Gex 3. Yeah, kind of like your Austin Powers spy thriller thing that was going on in the 90s. Up next, this game. I still have not beat this. It's very, very hard. I've been playing this game for over 20 years, and I still haven't beat it. I mean, not only that, though, there's actually a couple of games in here that I don't have that I would love to get, but they're so damn expensive. My friend, back in elementary school, he would show me this game. Actually, no, it would have been, let's see, it would have been in, middle school, actually. We have Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, one of the best RPG games ever made. And it's so good. The soundtrack is so good. The story is so good. One of the best games ever made, period. Up next, this game, I remember playing a demo of it, and it looked awesome. And not only that, though, it featured one of my favorite subjects that I loved at the time because I was huge into Asian stuff when I was in middle school and high school. We have Ninja Shadow of Darkness, yeah, from the creators of Tomb Raider. And I love it, but it's kind of funny. You look at the animation of the character, his arms kind of do like this little, like, kind of thing when he runs and whatnot. It's awesome. Up next, we have the third game of the series. I do have the second one as well, but it's the box, like I said, just got kind of damaged over time. And if I can find these type of cases again, I'll put it back in that original case, unless I happen to come across another copy. We have Siphon Filter 3. Yeah, what's it's kind of funny is that here it is, you have a game that is actually in a double disc case, but the game itself is only on one disc because they literally use the other one for the manual. Because you have two manuals in here. You got the game manual itself, and then you also have the literally a manual for the weapons guide, which is pretty cool. You don't see that anymore. You don't see these little guides and stuff like that. Let's see here. Finally, for this pile, one of the many games that came out during the era of Star Wars Episode 1, we have Jedi Power Battles. Yeah, I played this game a bunch when I was a kid. And the funny thing is, when you actually play it, you actually get to unlock a few characters, and you actually get to play as Dave Filoni's favorite character of Plo Koon, right there. And what's cool about it is that he actually had the first ever official yellow lightsaber. Yeah, Rey didn't have the yellow lightsaber at first. Plo Koon did. So, yeah, take that, J.J. Abrams, if that's not canon. So, that's with this pile. I'll come right back and deal with the last pile. Be right back. Alrighty, last pile. Now, this is basically what I mean by last pile is that this is basically everything that I have that's actually inside of a jewel case. I do have a few other games sitting around. Either the jewel cases got damaged, or when I bought the games, they didn't have any jewel cases with them. So this is what I have left as far as jewel cases go. So first up, we have an awesome first-person shooter. They recently re-released the original game, making it look just as it did back in the early 90s for the generation that has no idea what it is we're even talking about. But we have on PlayStation Quake 2. Yeah, this game was awesome. So up next, we have probably one of my funniest games I've ever played in my life. My friend introduced this to me, and I knew I had to buy it. But we have a game that it needs to have like a place. Like, they need to re-release this game on the PS4, or at least do like a game that's like in the same style as this one. We have Worms Armageddon. Yeah, you just gotta love the holy hand grenade in here, and then when they have the dynamite thing, and they go, "Oh, that's missed." Boom! They just blow up. The one worm says, "Oh, I'm dead meat." That brings back memories. Earlier, I mentioned a game that it was a sequel to it. I have the first game, which was actually originally from the Desert Strike games, I think way back in the PlayStation era, or no, Super Nintendo era, which I never played. But we have Soviet Strike. Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention about Nuclear Strike is that they actually teased a trailer for the third game in the series called Future Strike, which unfortunately never came out. This game, let's just say it's Squaresoft's first ever endeavor into the realm of fighting games, but what can I say? The disc is somewhere. I think it's actually in a thing somewhere because it's not in here. But we have Urgits. Yeah, I do have the game itself. But what's awesome is that I love the fact that literally coming in fall of 1999, we had that awesome shot of Squall going in to the town of bedlam and get ready to go, kick some ass. But what can I say, though? This game is awesome. If you can find this, track this down, because let's be honest, the real reason everybody bought this game was so that they could fight his Cloud. So up next, we have another game in the Tomb Raider franchise. We have the fourth game. We have Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation, which would be basically the last game here on the PlayStation. So, let's see here then. Up next, we have probably one of the weirdest games I've ever played, but I don't know why it's in this weird case, but that's just how it was when I bought it. We have Oddworld's Abe's Exodus. Yeah. Now, I know it originally came in like a dual case, so, because obviously it has 2 discs. Yes, this thing says 2 CDs on it, but, I know it originally came with a 2-disc thing, so if I can never find those cases again, I'll fix that problem. So, up next, one game I played hours and hours and hours on, which I'm surprised I still have it. We have MTV Music Generator. Yeah, this game was actually kind of cool. You get to basically create your own music and whatnot, because I was big into that type of thing when I was a kid. So up next, we have a game that, it's awesome. It features some awesome heavy metal from Static X and Loudmouth. Yeah, we have this really cool game that it needs to be re-released, or at least remade at some point, which unfortunately probably never will, but I liked it well enough. We have Omega Boost. Yeah, this was awesome. And not only that, it featured actually live-action cutscenes made for the game, which is something you don't see anymore. I had mentioned that I had NFL Blitz 2000. I also have NFL Blitz. Yep. I don't have very many sports games. That's pretty much about it. And we have also Dance Dance Revolution Konami X. Yeah. Basically the second Dance Dance Revolution game. And I put so many hours into this game when I was a kid. And, it's awesome. And finally, we have one of the best games that probably has ever graced the entire video game industry. It's been remade, but what can I say? It took them long enough. The original story is still good. It's still good because it's literally the flagship of the game series. We have, unfortunately, it's the greatest hits version, but I didn't care. We have Final Fantasy VII. So yeah. What can I say? I played this game so damn much. I really hope that when they get towards the next 2 remake or re-releases that they put in, I hope that the Knights of the Round, summon is in the game, because that one was awesome. And not only that, though, just an epic story. And who knows what the original Super Nintendo game would have been like if they had not switched to PlayStation. I know there's like a bootleg or demo of it out there somewhere, but, or somebody has made something like that. But, what can I say? I mean, it started off with this, and it basically has now become this. I mean, we're talking, literally almost 25 years of difference. If you have a franchise that's that well loved, you take your time and you do it right. You got a movie made, you had a sequel, you had an anime short, you have a remake, you have a remake that's being split into 2 parts, or rather in this case 3 parts, 3 discs. Obviously it makes sense. But, what can I say? I remember the first time I played this, my uncle had it, and he had no idea what it was. He just heard it was supposed to be really good. And at the time, when I first started playing this, I had no idea what a memory card even was. Yeah, because apparently on the PlayStation, you had to have a memory card to save your data, and I didn't. So, I bought this game when I got a PlayStation, because it was the one I had asked for Christmas. And, what can I say? I got a memory card and whatnot. And so with that, what can I say? That is my PS1 collection that I have in jewel cases. Yep. I do have other games, like I said, a lot of some of the jewel cases that are basically that look like this double-decker one here. If I could find more of those, that would be awesome. But I know those are hard to come by. But I know I do have other games. I do have the X-Files game. I do have Final Fantasy VIII, and I do also have Final Fantasy Chronicles, as well as the anthology set, which consists of 4, 5, 6, and the PlayStation version of Chrono Trigger. I do have, let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I also have Chrono Cross as well. Like I said, some of the, with me being dumb at the time, I just kind of put them here, put them there. Didn't really know what a collector would be like so many years later, thanks to YouTube, because obviously YouTube wasn't around then. But, like I said, I still have them. I still love those games. I'll never get rid of them. And, it's great that there's people out there that keep stuff like this to basically show the newer generation, here's what games used to look like. All because of these are the reasons why you have games like this. And also games that basically go back and get, remade. And on top of that, reported. But then you also get games that are, for example, like this. Old style looking games that look like this, but for newer generations. So yeah, what can I say? That's basically it for my original PlayStation 1 collection. I believe I've gone over, I think, almost all of it. Oh yeah, actually I haven't. I need to go through all of the DS games and all the 3DS games that I've got. And also, also all of my Nintendo Wii and all of my GameCube games. And I still got some Xbox and Xbox 360 games I need to go through. But we'll get to those at another time when I can actually get to them. So yeah, so with that, hope you enjoy this video. Remember to please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I'll write back to you. I'd like to thank for those of you who just subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. Because I noticed some of the latest subscribers that I've gotten, they don't have much on their channel. I mean, they have a bunch of videos that they've liked, which is fine. But you know what you do? Just do what I did. Advice from a newer YouTuber, just grab a camera or your iPhone. Use iMovie. Use some form of free video editor. It's out there. Make something. It's that simple. You may not get viewers right away, but, hey, ever since I started this in March, hey, I find this to be a comfort thing for me. That's basically what it comes down to. This is like my comfort food. If I get stressed out at work or whatever, I'll just come on here and I'll just talk about something. It's that simple. You can make, videos about anything. Anything. And somebody out there in the world will find it and will watch it. All you have to do is make sure that, it gets shared to other places like Facebook, TikTok, what have you. Just get it out there. Get your content out there. And there will be people that will find it and they will watch it. Guest reviews may not be as big as other people that have been doing it for 15 to 20 years. But, there is somebody out there that will watch your stuff. And, I'm thankful enough that, my original subscribers went from 7 to now 35. So, like I said, like and subscribe, write a comment. I don't have very many comments, write something down there. If I'm wrong on something, correct me. That's fine. I'll write you back. It's not that hard to do, just say, hey, this, that, what have you. So there you go. So with that, I'll see you in the next video. Sayonara. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. These two PlayStation games, which I found, I still had to this day, still have the original boxes. They go worth quite a bit of money nowadays. I'm never going to sell them. We have the Lunar Silver Star Story Complete Edition still in the original box. Yeah. I really wish I had gotten the Arc the Lad collection when that came out to complete the, what I would like to call the Working Designs trilogy. But, sadly, that thing goes for a buttload of money, and I don't think I'll ever get it. But I also do have, I think it's worth a lot more than the first one. We have Lunar 2, Eternal Blue, the complete box set. I mean, look at that. You get all that really cool anime artwork, on the back of it. Sides are the same. I'm not sure if I showed off the artwork for the first one. Yeah, I mean, that one's been a little bit beat up, but, what can I say? It's, these games are awesome. They just don't make games like this anymore. I mean, sure, it's more about the graphical updates and stuff, but, I really wish that they would cut, I know working designs, they're no longer, I don't think they're around anymore. But, so, yeah, this is a tag for the, an extra bonus for the PS1 collection. So, yep. So now with that, after me commenting on how to do a YouTube video very briefly, now this is the end for the PS1 game collection. So with that, see you in the next video.